Hey, I'm Ron Drotos from KeyboardImprov.com, and welcome to day 16 of my 31-day Jazz Piano for Beginners workout challenge. And yes, we are doing this. We are just past the halfway mark of the month, and this whole series of lessons is designed to get you playing jazz standards with more flow, fluency, sense of security. I can do this, embracing what you can do at any moment, and using that to play even better by connecting your ear to the notes and to enjoy it more. And I'm particularly gratified by some of the comments you guys have been leaving that some of you had even given up hope of learning jazz piano. And you've gotten that hope back because you can do it. Thank you. You're rediscovering that, rekindling the flame. If I can do it, you can do it. Because when I was 15, I couldn't do any of this. I'd never played jazz before. Just thrown into it with some friends of mine. And it's been a great journey. Thanks for coming along. So when I was in college at the University of Connecticut, my classical piano teacher, Leonard Seeber, used to use a phrase called isolate the difficulty. And he meant that when you have a piece of music by Beethoven or whoever, there's always like one little part that's harder than the others, one little measure that you kind of stumble through every time you get there. And he said, isolate that. Just take a breath, practice that one measure or that one scale or that one tricky fingering over and over and over again. Isolate it so that when you play the whole thing, you can play with a sense of flow. And I've really taken that to heart and realized you can apply it to any type of learning in the process. So for instance, I'm setting this for 20 minutes. Yesterday, we learned that we can improvise on the chords to so what, right? And it's pretty easy once we got going. We're using D minor 7th, D, F, A, C with the white notes. And then the black notes, E flat, minor 7, E flat, G flat, B flat, D flat with the black notes, and we jammed on it yesterday. It was great. The challenge for playing the actual chord progression of So What is counting the measures, because it's AABA, 8 measures of D minor. Another 8 measures of D minor. 8 measures of E flat minor. And then another 8 measures of D minor, which goes right back into another 8 and 8 measures of D minor. So it can be really challenging. And I used to get lost. I think for like 5-6 years, I'd get lost on this just about every time. So we're going to work on how to play this form. And we're not going to just jump in and do it. We could do that. You would get it. But I thought I'd give you for this one. Sometimes there's a time for that, right? We started this whole course by just jumping in. But now we're going to look at a specific thing. So the challenge here, the difficulty we have to isolate, is how to feel the 4 measure phrases. Because once we can do that, each 8 measures is just 2 groups of 4 measures. So we're just going to play D minor with our left hand for 4 whole notes. And count 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, like that. Ready? 1. So it's D, F, A, and C. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So we're not feeling it yet. We're intellectualizing it, and that's great. So it's a combination of both eventually. Now, let's just hold it down for 4 measures and count. Ready? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Let's do that silently now. We'll play it, but we'll count silently. 1, 2, ready, go. Good. You don't have to tap the beat. You can if you want. I did it so that we stayed together on beat. Now let's do it again, and we'll just say that 1, 2, 3, 4 for the 4 measures, but not the ones in between. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now, you can play the chord with your left hand, and I'm going to walk a bass line. Okay? 1, 2, and you can play any rhythms you want. You can hold it down for 4 measures. You can try different rhythms. The main thing is we're going to do it for 4 measures. So just try to feel when that 4 measures is up. You might get it today or you might not. I wouldn't have gotten it in one day. You could try this again, the same video, before you move on. Or you could do the whole thing again, right? Some people are doing my rock 31 days the second time right now. And it really sinks in over time. But in any case, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. That's a 4-measure phrase. So your goal for the next 6 months or so is to really internalize that so you never have to think about it. The first 4 measures of a blues. You'll always know when to go to the 4 chord after the first 4 measures. Another example. That was the one that I worked on. I should have worked on So What like that, but I did work on the blues. All right, let's try it again. Play any rhythms you want. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. And we'll stop. Good. Now we're going to improvise with your right hand. You can play left hand if you want, or not. And white notes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, it's kind of short, just 4 measures. Let's do it again and count out loud as we improvise. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. Let's improvise whole notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now, we're approaching this from all different angles, right? We're just going to play a quick chord at the beginning of the 4 measures, and then improvise for 4 measures, okay? And then don't play the left hand again, just once for now. 1, it's like a marking point. We're just going to mark that, like with a big flag, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'll do it with you. I'll play that chord with you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there we go. We're starting to get it. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, you know what to do. Yep. Notice how I just played nice little phrases and I left space in between them. That's a nice way too, because you don't lose track of the rhythm as much that way. All right, so now we're going to do 2 of those without stopping. So we're going to go 1 for 4 measures and then another 4 measures, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. There we go. So, as I remember from math class, 4 plus 4 is 8. So that was an 8-measure section. That was an A section. So let's do that again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was an A section. Good. Now we're going to think of that as a 1, right? The same. But we can then play again, or we can just hold it down. So we're not going to be only playing that, unless you want to. You can do that 100 times, right? That's how you get good at something. You do it 100 times. But we're going to leave it up to whatever we feel like right now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that 4 or 8? See, I lost track because I was actually thinking about what we do next. Let's do it again. I think I just went to the Twilight Zone. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again. Yeah, that's 8 measures. All right. So now we're going to just going to do 8 measures of each to really make it obvious that we're on D flat or E flat minor. And I'll just kind of say now. So you can see my hands. I'll be playing the black keys on the E flat minor. And also use your ear. If I'm here and every note you are playing sounds wrong, go up to either the black keys or the white keys that you're not on, okay? So we're developing a little bit of our ear and intuition here too. So we'll start on D minor. We'll do 8 measures of each. D minor 7, E flat minor 7. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, just the black notes. So one of the things, let's take a little break here. One of the things that really helps us learn how to play jazz piano is to learn as much as we can about what's been done before us. I didn't want to just say jazz history. Sometimes it sounds a little dry, but yeah, jazz history, jazz culture, improvisation, but from becoming fascinated with it. And sometimes we need a little entry point into that as well. So I have something, if you want, you can investigate this for yourself and then leave it in the comments below. So here's the question. 3 wonderful pianists played this with Miles Davis, the tune So What. Bill Evans, B-I-L-L, not Gil Evans. Somebody asked a comment. So Gil Evans and Bill Evans can be confusing sometimes. They both were associated with Miles Davis. Gil Evans, with a G, was the arranger and pianist, but mostly an arranger. Bill Evans was the one who played piano on Kind of Blue and really went on to become really one of the most influential, top 3 maybe influential jazz pianists ever. So here's the question. Bill Evans played this on Kind of Blue, studio album. Wynton Kelly played it with Miles live. You'll hear versions with Wynton Kelly playing it. Then when Herbie Hancock came into the band, Herbie played it with Miles live. So the idea would be to find 3 things that are a little different from one pianist to the other. 3 points of difference on note choices, rhythms, intensity, whatever it is. Listen to it, and how do they sound a little different? So you'll find some live recordings with Wynton Kelly, with Herbie as well, and then the studio recording with Bill Evans on Kind of Blue. So if you want to do that, love to see what you come up with in the comments, because they all play it very differently, which is fascinating, because it all happened within about 4 years, really. And then I guess Herbie kept playing it. All right, so let's, now we're getting equal practice on the D minor 7 and then E flat, which we won't get if we just play through the tune, right? Because it's AABA. We'd only play the B sections 25% of the time. So this is good to alternate like this. Again, we're isolating the difficulty. So it doesn't matter if we solo or play chords to start feeling these 4 measure phrases, right? So let's just play chords. And I'd like you to play either just in the right hand or just in the left hand, or you can play in both hands together. And for now, just play the same voicing in both hands. Sounds great. Okay? So just D minor 7th in any inversion. We'll play the same thing in both hands, like something like that, or one hand at a time, and we'll start feeling the 4 measures, okay? I'll just say 1 every time there's a new 4 measure. We'll just stay on D minor for a while. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yes, after a while, I just forgot to say 1, and I said, then you're on your own, right? Because after a while, you can come back to it. And if you get lost, that's part of the process. You probably have to get lost on so what about 1,000 times before you get it right. So if you got lost 5 times, congratulations. You now only have 995 left to go. There you go. Oh, okay. So I was going to start playing at AABA today, but we'll do that tomorrow. Thanks for being here. I'm having a great time. There's some other links you can click if you're interested. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so you get all my videos. And there's another video that you may enjoy. Thanks. See you tomorrow.